1995, I think, I got to know about the diversity visa program through a radio advertisement from a company in Nigeria, saying they could help folks to apply and process the diversity visa program, and I applied. I am Banji Oyebisi, and I'm a product of the diversity visa program. About 3 months later, I went to check the results, and I couldn't believe my ears when the guy told me I did win. When I got, like 2 weeks later, when I got the package, like I've seen National Visa Center somewhere in New Hampshire, processing center, it was still not real. But opening the document and seeing that the list of things that was necessary to kind of like qualify to, yes, it's one thing you got selected, it's another thing to have the necessary paperwork for you to be able to immigrate into United States. Now I had the option of trying to convince my dad to release some of the documents to prove that I would not be a ward of the state. Back then, if you consider the exchange rate and all that stuff, like to be able to prove that you won't be a ward of the state, like you have to have some substantial amount of money, or access to assets that could cover those kind of things. It also included getting a background check from the Nigerian police, and also verifying all your educational certificates. That was the first time in my life that I saw my original birth certificate, because I had to go get it. Did the birth certificate, got my dad's share certificate, CFO, certificate of occupancy, that the deed of a property that you own. Put everything together and went to the U.S. Embassy in Victoria Island, Nigeria. I was nervous as hell. Went through the process, the interview. She asked for all the documents, which I gave her. She verified that the documents were authentic, and asked me questions about why, what you're gonna do in America when you get there. I told her well, it's an opportunity for a better life, which I want to take advantage of. The first day was just, I can remember all the signs, like seeing the signs for the Olympics, 19 days countdown to the Olympics or something like that. Still not real that I've left my home country to come to America. Kind of excited at the same time with some apprehension. It's like, okay, what next? The very next day I was filling out an application for work. And one of the things then was that wait a minute, nobody's gonna give me, it seems like nobody wants to hire me, because I practically came to this country with no work experience at all at that time. But I didn't let that deter me. Like I told you earlier, my first job was at Eckers. It was a whole new, different experience for me in a new environment and trying to get used to a new culture. I've been a waiter at Longhorn Steakhouse. At the same time, a second job, washing cars at Thrifty. And it was about that same time that with those two jobs that I could not pay my rent. It was just the pain of okay, why am I working two jobs if I can't pay rent? And then I saw at Georgia Tech, I saw a notice on the school bulletin that they were looking for a Microsoft Access developer. And I had just gotten a student loan for $1,100. I took all that money and bought me a computer and a desk. I took a big gamble, because when I bought that computer, I didn't know how to turn one on. But I persevered, just buying books and seeing what it was that you needed to do to be a programmer. Um, I showed up 3 days later after like a cutout of that job posting. I showed up at the place. Said, "You looking for an Access developer?" They said, "Yeah." We were wondering if somebody was going to respond at all. I said, "Yeah, you got the right man right here." And honestly, I didn't know what I was doing. But I was determined enough to like, okay, I've gotten this opportunity and I'm making way more than I used to make before with waiting tables and doing this car wash thing with Thrifty. I'm gonna just like duke it out. Go to work during the day, study all night. Go to work during the day, study all night. Prep what I was gonna do the next day, all night. When I say all night, I mean all night. And that did work out for a while. After a while, the job got, it got to the advanced side that I just couldn't, I didn't, well, we parted ways. Went back to my long arms work. Then I saw another advert at AJC back in the day looking for an Access developer. Well, I went to Randstad staffing then, and I took the test. I took 3 tests that day, and I aced all the 3 tests. And the woman there, the recruiter's like, "I've never seen anybody like that pass the test. Like you, when can you start?" I'm like, let me think about it. Like, still trying to be like, not being too eager about it. Then she goes, "Maybe you can start on Monday." I was like, "Okay, sure." But for how much? I didn't know. Then she goes, "It doesn't pay much, $18 an hour." In my mind, I'm like, "What did you just say? $18 an hour? I'll take it." Monday morning, I was at the office, and we started working there. Spent 3 months there. At the end of the contract, the very first day I left that spot, like the last day, I was just driving out of the office complex. I got a call. It was like, "There's another position for you somewhere else, through a different company." And I'm like, "So how much?" I was still thinking, like $18 an hour. Like, "Oh, it's $24 an hour. See you on Monday." That's how I got into IT and became like really stable, comfortable, and consistently over time, like done different projects on different industries, morphed into a different branch of IT programming in Java. When I'm like in my closet and I saw what I brought into this country and like what I have now, like it's just a reminder and a testament, one of pulling yourself by the bootstrap and like giving all it takes to achieve, and also the opportunity, the promise of America that I'm a beneficiary of. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be an American today. That diversity visa program it has positively affected my life, and I've also contributed to the development of this country by the kind of work that I do and things like opening businesses and employing people as well. So it's great.